It's been 4 years since His Excellency President IRFAAN Ali was sworn in as the President of Guyana. The swearing in of President Ali was itself a massive victory for the Guyanese people. It meant that their choice of leader was finally being honored. It meant their vote at the ballot box was not stolen and their voice was being heard. The March 2nd elections was followed by 5 months of a concerted and transparent attempt by some persons to steal the elections. The plans to do so ranged from the ridiculous to the sublime. It was brazenly done literally on live television, with the world watching. It brought about an unprecedented coming together of Guyanese in support of democracy. The fight to keep Guyana a democratic country free from tyranny took the firm commitment of all right-standing Guyanese, both at home and in the diaspora. Thankfully, the attempt at rigging the elections did not succeed, and the then government, which did not cover itself in glory by its sheepish and foolish attempts to cling on to power, have been consigned to the opposition benches. President Ali and his cabinet have moved our country forward at a frenetic pace. The trajectory of our development is the envy of the entire world. We should take this opportunity and reflect on just how much has been achieved in the past 4 years, and consider if we were to have been trapped by a government which only talked about doing things and did nothing, that made promises to fix everything but left a legacy of a commission of inquiries for every issue under the sun, including one into a phone call by a man to another man about the president. Left a legacy of doing reports and surveys, but actually did nothing, and whose lasting legacy of painting every public building under the sun green and rigging an election with bed sheets and spreadsheets. Yet we find the sanctimonious gangsterism lurking in the shadows, ready to stand in the spotlight again. The daylight murder of simple mathematics has now been elevated from being a partner of a minister in the then government to the leader of a main party in the opposition coalition in Parliament. The many who promised they had winning statement of polls for the former government have refused to produce them, and they still now speak about morality and fairness as if those concepts were invented by them. Our young president quickly settled into the business of leading our country forward and fulfilling the promises of his manifesto. I invite all of you to fact-check his record on fulfilling promises, and you will find that nearly 75% of the promises to be achieved in this term of government has been fulfilled. Take house lots, for example. The government promised to distribute 50,000 house lots, and as of now, in excess of 38,000 have already been distributed. The Gold Scholarship Program has already had tens of thousands of beneficiaries. The roads and highways, as promised, are being built in record time. The Demerara River Bridge is underway. The promise of cheaper electricity is in motion, with the gas-to-energy plant under construction. We must not take this for granted. We must recognize astute leadership, and we must recognize the brave leadership of the President and his government, and applaud the magnificent improvements we are experiencing. Yet, the ones who closed the sugar estates and put 7,000 of our fellow citizens on the breadline and into unspeakable hardship wish to speak again. As we mark 4 years since President Ali and his government has been leading our country to great heights, we must pause to remember that in the next year or so, we're going to the polls again. We must not let the sanctimonious gangsters succeed. We must not forget how easily they shifted gears from an elected government to a desperate cabal trying to hang on to power at all costs, disregarding the laws of our country and of our Constitution. We must never forget.